आती तो हर समय अरे ठीक हो जाएगा कर सकते हैं।
So, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. We are once again here with JAHAN-E. JAHAN-E's a special episode of Memories 2021 Meet Aspirations 2022. This is a special episode that we have designed to just reflect and project for the future. And every day we are inviting some special guests, those who are full of experiences and full of wisdom. Today we have invited Mrs. Reena Singh, who is an educationist and a motivational speaker and a trainer too. I would like to welcome Mrs. Reena Singh to this special show of Memories 2021 Meet Aspirations 2022. Hello Reena, namaskar, how are you?
Thank you so much, Alima ma'am, for giving this opportunity to talk to the audience and connect with you once more.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Reena. So, Reena, new hopes, new aspirations, new beginning, new
Right.
dreams to come true. 2022 is going to bring lots of joy, happiness, prosperity. This is our wish. But
Thank you so
before that, let's reflect upon 2021. So
much.
for
Right.
Mrs. Reena Singh, how was this year, 2021, professionally and personally both?
Oh, that's a little tricky. So I would like to cover professionally first. We were supposed to launch our new school in 2020, and that time lockdown announced on the same day, 21st March. So we had to wait for entire year for the day when it can be, start. So then we were hoping that in 2021, the things are going to be settled down well and we can launch our school successfully. But the moment we announced its launch, so children were coming for first week in April. It was buzzing with, their initial cries and happiness. It was all mixed feeling that we were keeping our fingers crossed, but again lockdown happened. So it was a big challenge, I think, at professional front, to keep the parents, at our pace and tell them, let us go virtually with the classes. The learning should not be hampered at this stage. Despite of all the odd conditions, we were very hopeful that children will make some connect with us. So it was a major trigger for us that how to convince parents and the new joinees that they are with us, and they are very young ones. It's a preschool. So at professional front, it was very difficult for me to keep the motivational level up from the parent side, teacher side, and we, as management. But fortunately, they all supported us. They decided to go ahead with the hybrid model, and we started in July, and it was a successful show. So within a month's time, we could see that children have started responding to the teachers, and then we had once a week meet session with them physically. So they used to come to the school. We used to have special celebrations with them, and I'll share the PPT with you so that you can have those glimpses as well, that what we
Yes.
did in 2021. So that
Yeah, so
was a
Reena, if we are talking about the children, how big are they? Like those who have started responding on Zoom or on the online
yes.
platform.
So all were 2+, between 2 to 4 years of age. So we have had pre-nursery and nursery group. So nursery children were still fine with the virtual classes because for them instructions were easy to grasp and respond to the questions. But for Nuvo, they were not even looking at the screen, and we were also not encouraging much to the parents and children that they should look at the screen, but they should start responding to the music and movement initially. And then teachers were giving a lot of experiences through specialized kits. So we were sending those kits at home. Mothers were sitting next to the baby and they were taking out the material and they were doing theme related tasks. So when it comes to sounds and everything, it was very new experience even for the teachers to go ahead with this kind of hybrid model. So they were also not very confident that yes, they will grasp, and how are we delivering is going to be a successful model. So it was just a trial for us. But eventually, after every week, when they used to come to the school, they started recognizing the faces, the voices, and they started hugging us. So that was a beautiful moment for us to cherish that, yes, children are responding. It doesn't even challenge us, it is challenging them as well to overcome with their own style of learning. So I feel that it was a great success.
So
And
Reena ma'am,
eventually we
hats
moved
off to
to
you.
complete.
Hats off to you, Reena ma'am. I must say that 2 to 4 years old children, like just young as 2 years of age, and you did it,
Yes.
and you have made them
Yeah.
learn online. That's really, credit goes to you as a head of
Thank you.
the
Thank
school, and credit goes to your
It's a
innovations. And
teamwork.
once in a week, yes, once in a week you have
Yeah.
invited them to the school. That's also a great move. So I would
Right.
love to see the visuals of that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Let
Please share your
me
PPT.
share
Yes.
those. Just give me a moment. I'll have to start my PPT here.
Please take your own time, no hurry, because I'm very much keen to see those kids, small kids learning online.
Yeah.
Yeah, good.
So can you see this?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm trying to move this. It's not moving. Let me try this way.
It's welcome to the Cuddle house.
Yeah, so this is my school's name, well, the Cuddle House. So the name sounds that we cuddle them, and it's like an extension of a house. We didn't keep, the school as a name, so that they should feel that sometimes, parents start saying that we are going to the school, and children develop that initial anxiety that we are going to a school. It's a big concept for them to absorb. So why not house? So when they said we are going to meet our friends and it's another house, that gives a very comfort to them that this is an extension, allowed the parents to be there for initial days so that children get their own personal spaces, and at the same time they are observing new faces. So I would just give a little brief very quickly, that because 0 to 6 years is the most crucial stages in everyone's life, and we should look at this as a blueprint for the future references. And the challenges which you and we observe, that in nuclear families the structure is not sufficient, and despite of the fact that they were going through a lot of different times in 2021, they were not having the complete support of the family. If parents are working from home, they were getting nannies with a struggle. They were not getting good nannies during lockdown. They were not allowed to keep the nannies at home. Societies were not permitting. All those problems were there. And working parents, they have time crunch. Non-working moms, they were not having that kind of infrastructure. So of course, preschool offers a lot of things collectively. So you can see on the right, that's a settling room, which I have created as a difference. So children were coming in that settling room with the parents. They can be with them, and they can go in respective corners, and they can use those spaces. Now entering to another zone where we have open learning classroom concept. So it's not confined to the room or closed walls. It's all transparent. We have glass walls inside, and there's a small corner, like story corner, you can see. So we do a circle time or morning assemblies together, mixing all the groups like 2 to 4 years of age. So they see the settled ones and the unsettled ones also. They get good understanding, okay, the story time is going on, or the circle time. Then we have different zones in the school covering 26 multi-sensory stations. So that really helped them to settle down faster. So if you look at the Cuddle town, so in this town, you have hospital, fire station, and other pretend play zones, supermarket, all those places, they feel very confident. It's child-centric. So when they go and use those spaces, they feel connected, and they create their own understanding. So we are the pioneers in international early years curriculum in Faridabad. So this is what we do, and how are we doing, that makes us a different school. You can see the reception is again very open. So initially when they are coming, they can utilize any space. So these are some glimpses of 2021. So you can see the mothers are coming on special days, and they are settling in with children. We did some messy day with them, because at home those kinds of activities were missing. Some children were very afraid of seeing the paints for the first time, because they have never experienced those paints. They didn't do any messy play around. And you can see those glimpses during Gandhi Jayanti. We have had some celebrations on special days. So we were inviting them on weekly basis, once in a week. And you can see that when they settle down, you can see their happy faces, that no one is crying. They are very happy with their mothers. And it was a very smooth transition from home to school. And this is one of the picture galleries you can see during Krishna Janmashtami. So teachers are well equipped enough to do some drama and relate with their child's life, that how from Krishna you can pick up some values, and they can do some art and craft activities. And then there's always a photo shoot corner, and then they also participate with dialogues and as per their roles which they are interested into. So you can see these glimpses are very evident that it is always colorful. We used to decorate the school, and then especially, on special occasions, we used to give that the thematic effect with color scheme and all. And so we provide them the safe opportunities to play, explore, think, and investigate. This is how we could achieve that trust, which I've written in bold letters. It is very important to gain trust of the parents that what we are saying, we are trying to execute the same. And we planned out certain things which were engaging, relevant, challenging, and stimulating and provocative. And to deal with some other areas like physical, social, emotional. I feel that social, emotional was heavily compromised during this one last year. Children were not exposed to a lot of new faces, and their social skills were compromised. And when they were coming to the school, they were not very comfortable with nannies or adults around them. And even after seeing a lot of children together, they started crying, some of them, because they have never seen like 20 children together in a group. So it was slightly difficult for us, but gradually they started responding to each other. We made buddies together. So it started with individual activities, then made them in a pair, and then group activities took place. So it was a very gradual shift from one to many. And now they are pretty fine. You can see again those pictures that there's no anxiety on their faces. They are not crying. They're all settled. And this is the first batch of the school. So emphasis again is what is relevant and important and worth knowing. So like sanitization, hygiene, how you protect yourself using that mask. It was all in place in the curriculum, because that was very, very important, that when they are seeing the world from a different point of view, then they need to absorb all and imbibe those values. And you can see it's a huge sandpit area. So they were again not very exposed to outdoor places. And we utilized those moments when they used to come, used to give them outdoor play, indoor play, sports, messy play, all kinds of sensory integration. It was in place so that their development is not getting hampered further. So our programs are differently designed, 1 to 2 year, where mothers are also coming now. And we have started with first batch. So 5-6 moms are coming with the babies, and they also learn how do we make them learn. So through musical program, it is very interesting. So 2 to 3 years, this is again going on. Huggers, 3 to 4 years, we have these timings. Daycare is separate. And you can see that the whole school is following all this, that we have, sanitization kiosks and entry point, exit point everywhere. And this is again CCTV monitored campus, and you can see the routines are being followed. Vaccination certificate is mandatory for all of us. And so hybrid model, like I said, so once in a week, we used to have creative plays, special assemblies, live Zoom sessions. We used to share with the parents, those who are working. It was very helpful for them to have recorded session. Those personalized kits were again, it was a creation based on the theme, and lesson plans, newsletter. We shared everything with them, in fact more, so that parents know how step by step they need to do certain tasks, weekly observations, assessment, and their own reflection. How are they observing changes? So it was very meticulously designed and executed from July to October. So you can see any number of activities and special days. I've highlighted all of them here, but I will not read everything, but it is all available on our Insta page too, as an evidence that what we have written here, it is all there. So 4 R's are very close to our heart, and children are practicing is reduce, refuse, reuse, and recycle. And they have learned a lot during this time, that parents are also not doing a lot of shopping, and they are interacting with the children, that we don't need so many clothes when we are not going out. So this is all, it has become a part of our curriculum, and we practice it. And on 24th, again, we are celebrating Christmas Day, and children are coming forward to you to donate their own stuff and for the underprivileged children. And we had this Christmas carnival on the previous weekend. It was a grand success. We have had Wonder Labs, scientific exploration activities, magician on board, and a lot of hands-on activities they have experienced. So like you said, that it was a journey, and yes, we realized our own better version in 2020-21. Now I feel that this should not stop further. My journey is always, evolving around me and children, connecting with the parents, educators like you, that what do you think at global level? So I don't think that journey begins from I, and it has to eventually become we. And collectively, we can definitely achieve our better version with the collective efforts. So that has been done in last year. Now I can move ahead with setting my clear goals in 2020-22. So be at physical level, like you said, that personal. So personal, yeah, I'm not a very regular person when it comes to morning walks and evening walks. I'm trying to improvise on that element. Yeah, I totally admit that. Yes, and I don't eat apples. So that's something I'm trying hard to eat apples, and just to prove myself wrong that this is also possible at this stage. So sometimes, when I share these things with parents, and they also laugh that, yes, I do admit that I need to improve on these habits. So setting up clear goals means first we need to identify what habits we have. So when we fight with ourselves, and then we can have our better versions. For mental and emotional, yes, I feel that I'm also an emotional person, and for me, interpersonal relationships matters the most. So in school, I try to have the best environment. No politics, no backbiting. You cannot enter in my room unless there's a purpose of keeping the organization at first level, not for your own benefits. So that balance is very much important to have this thing in mind. And spiritual, yes, of course, we do meditation together. Children also do chanting and morning when they, so parents also share some videos when they are at home and those reflections are coming, they are keeping like quietly for some seconds and 1 minute. That's good enough for them at this stage. So that gives better concentration, stability. All these things are very well in place. Yeah, so this is the second part of your question, I guess.
Thank you. Thank you, Mrs. Reena. It is so wonderful to see your achievements during 2021. It seems that it was full of accomplishments and you enjoyed a lot. At the same time, you have impacted the lives of many students, parents, their families, and all of them.
Yeah.
Now you are ready for 2022. Yes. So let's know about your 2022.
So I think that core values, when I saw every family is going through a bad phase. So my first question was, what have you learned? Like you lost your very close ones, and now what is your own learning? So many parents gave me different perspective about life, that now is the most important moment. We never know what will happen tomorrow. So we need to be more planned with our financial arrangements, our policies, our insurances, or we should write everything everywhere. We should share with our close people. Somebody suddenly vanishes and nobody knows that who has done what for the family. So that's one thing people generally shared as a reflection. The second part, which I learned from one of the parents, who said that discipline, that's something which is very important for everyone to follow, because the whole family got positive, corona positive, and they were all going through a very difficult moments, including the baby. And the first thing the father said, we were very disciplined while taking, medicine, doing yoga, even in that time when we were going through this breathing issues. And when I also got this problem, then I realized that deep breathing is very important. And how do you monitor your immunity, and using the right diet, and following the norms and suggested plans by the doctor. So I think that keeping your alertness in all the conditions, if it is bad or there's a challenge in front of you, we always think ahead of it, that how we can cope with that. Yes, I can do it. Yes, I can do it. And you can revive. So my oxygen level was, I shared earlier also, from 95, it came down to 83 in no time, in hardly 1 minute. And I decided not to go to the hospital, get hospitalized, and I'll fight and I can recoup. I don't suggest to others, but yes, I did it. And next morning I was all fine, because whole night I was doing deep breathing, and I was on, like, it was just a position which was recommended by the doctor. So this is important, that how we cope with this, and we need to realize that's an important element. One quote I've written in the end, which I would like to share. This is important as a
Yes,
takeaway.
sure, sure, sure.
So, 2022, that's another focus that I'll be focusing on, teachers training program, because they are the ones who are contributing in early childhood education. So that was the personal thing, that core values should not be compromised and we should be alert. And during this odd time, we need to think positive. That is always there. And for my professional goals, I would say the teachers training program, like I said, it's very important. Why early years, and how is it important? Because the children, those who are coming with the baggages of a lot of challenges, some were exposed to some kind of gadgets, so they were observing and eating. Now within 15 days, if they are getting rid of this habit, which has been developed over 2 years of age, now if we get success, then we should eventually tell this to the world that yes, this is doable, we have done it, and we have done it successfully, and parents are happy about it. And a lot of other issues related to their, picky eaters habit and toilet training. This is all done within a month's time. So if we can do it, anybody else can do it, to make this organization a great success. So I want to hold an awareness camp at global level, and in at least national level first, so that people know that this kind of a school exists in India, with a difference. We have 26 multisensory stations. I had done a lot of research before coming up with this kind of a concept, and it is doing well, and people are loving it. And eventually it is leading to, the wider the range of possibilities we offer children, the more intense will be their motivations, and the richer are going to be their experiences. So this is a quote by Loris Malaguzzi, which is very close to my heart. And I feel and I practice that this is very important for early years. So thank you very much, Halima ma'am, for giving me this opportunity.
Thank you, Reena ma'am, for sharing such a vibrant resolution for 2022. Not only continue with the school, but along with that, along with your school and other things, you want to have the teachers training, you want to have other things. Now, really, it's wonderful, and my prayers, wishes are with you. May Almighty bless you always and give you grand success. That's
Thank
all I
you.
can wish for you this
And you
day.
are an inspiration. I always get inspiration from you. So all the best to you too, with your program, lot of
Thank
awareness
you
camp
very
and
much.
training. So
So,
great.
Reena, just a few quick questions, just 30
Yes.
seconds answer. Yeah. Who was your influencer during 2021?
My own daughter.
Yeah, great. Your daughter was your influencer. How? Like there was something special or?
Uh, yeah, she was in UK, and when I was, talking to her, that UK was following some guidelines, and they were going through a miserable situation prior to India, because we were like, a little ahead. Now also, if you see, the cases are many more in thousands there. We are still having in hundreds. So she was my inspiration, that Mama, this is happening in UK now. You have to be alert. You should take precautions. You should not go out with the mask and all. So she is right from I told you about her, and how she inspires me all through my life, and this is how she inspired me to be very cautious and do something great. Yeah.
Oh, that's really lovely to know. Now, Reena ma'am, I know that during this pandemic, you may not have traveled a lot, or even you may not have traveled at all. So suppose if you get the opportunity to travel in 2022, where would you like to go?
Again, I would admit that I think I've traveled the most during last 1 year, because when we were working offline, and that time you can't go, but when you are working online, you can work from anywhere. So by road 7 trips, by air 2 trips. So 9 trips
Wow.
in during that. That's a record in my life. In 1 year I traveled so much. Yeah, so unfortunately I'm saved. My corona happened before this traveling. So yeah.
Okay, okay. So that you have already traveled and you will continue traveling. Now, is there anything
Absolutely.
that you have that you wanted to do but you couldn't do in 2021, but you wish to do in 2022? Anything?
I've never been on a solo trip.
Oh, all the best.
Whenever I whenever
Yeah,
I think of going alone, some people or the other, they just offer, we are going with you, we are going with you. So sometimes I want to just go silently someplace where I get peace and do my meditation. So that's my dream. I don't know when it will
yeah.
happen. So
I
just
wish
pray
I
that it
say
should
something.
happen.
Yeah, sure, sure. I wish your dream may come true in 2022 and you go on a
Thank
solo
you.
trip. And here I won't say that I'm going to accompany you because you want
That's why I
solo
was
trip. So
about
you
to.
want a solo trip.
Yes, I
Uh,
want to do a solo
uh,
trip.
Mrs. Reena, thank you very much. It's always like a pleasure to interact with you. You are full of positivity, full of vibrant, full of cheerfulness, and that makes any person an attractive person. I wish you all the
Thank you.
best and Happy New Year in advance.
Thank
Take
you.
care of yourself.
Likewise, ma'am. Thank you. Good night.
Thank you. Take care and bye-bye.